Talk to it.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic. Classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Yeah, it's the best daytime live show on all streaming platforms. It's the Classic Codes. You know I gotta come to the ring, man.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance.
Yeah.
190 pounds. I give you. Boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side
333 early.
I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Now focus, want the fruits of your labor. Gotta climb the tree. Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles. I ain't gotta stop to breathe.
All right. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, and I got another great live show for y'all today. Another amazing live show for y'all today, man. We got a reaction video. We have a question of the day. We got a code language conversation, and we have a story time. So straightforward show, and then if the chat is active, we definitely got some time for some chat Q&A today as well. Shout out again. We had an amazing panel last night, the first episode of the Queen Codes. Shout out to all the ladies that were on the panel. Shout out to April. Shout out to Jazz. Shout out to Jess. Shout out to Alyssa, and shout out to Raynisha, even though she didn't make it last night, for her willingness. And shout out to all the other ladies that were unable to make it for scheduling reasons, but will be on the Queen Codes in the future. It was definitely a vibe. The women got a chance to speak without interruption. Largely
Classic.
You know what I mean? And we had a very, very successful evening. Everybody went away from it, feeling comfortable. The guys felt like they gained a lot from the conversation. And, I'm sure when we had a next men's minute, there will be a lot of rebuttals to a lot of the things and stuff like that. But it's all about having those balanced conversations and, gaining greater perspective. So I would say all in all, last night, the Queen Codes podcast panel was amazing last night right here at the Classic Code.
Classic.
That was something I was working on for about 6 weeks at a time, trying to successfully collaborate a good day, a good time, the right women to send invitations out to. And, I honestly could say for that first go around, we had an all-star panel.
Classic.
Can't lie, we had an all-star panel. Shout out to everybody that's tapped in, whether you watching from Twitch or YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that like button, 333 in the chat if y'all with me, man. But we're not going to waste too much time. Pardon me, chat. We're not going to waste too much time. We're going to get into our reaction video. We sliding over to Rivah TV. Yes, Lord. She has a video called Kevin Samuels Was Right. So we got to see what that's about. I haven't watched it, so we're going to go full authentic reaction right here, right now. And y'all know how it is when I tap in with Rivah, you know what I mean? And just add to the commentary, bring another nuance to the conversation. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, chat, let's roll.
What is it with a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store? You look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything.
Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me. Because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire.
We have civilized the world and done such a good job in first world countries to where women, in this case, black women, are offended just to be asked to smile. It's offensive.
Rivah TV.
Oh, we got a good one. We got a good one.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So I saw this in the wonderful world of Instagram, and basically this man was posing the question of why Black women don't speak to men when they're in the grocery store, which was interesting because it was a similar topic of conversation with Kevin Samuels, in which, you know, that conversation was basically of why women aren't smiling anymore.
Somebody told you to smile, and you said you were what? Offended?
Yeah.
Why?
We're going to go ahead and get into the entire situation, the video, the feedback that he got from women on TikTok, and I'm going to give you guys my opinions on this entire situation.
So I just
Real quick before he get into it, shout out to Rivah TV, doing an amazing job as always, looking amazing as always, and we gonna do amazing content as always. Shout out to Rivah TV. Make sure y'all tap in with her and subscribe to her channel and turn on them notifications. She dropped consistent just like we do here at the Classic Codes. Let's roll.
came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, Black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex.
Hey, hold on. So listen, for him to get online, he got to know that what he just said is inflammatory. And if you know it's inflammatory and you take it to TikTok anyway,
natural born crash dummy, and he go crash out. He go crash out.
and I'm gonna let him do it.
So again, he's coming off of like, hey, he said he was in a position of isolation. So he's like, let me know if I missed something. Was there something going around on social media? Like, is there something that literally happened? Because, you know, based off of the color of his beard, the color of his hair, you know, I would assume that he is just talking about normal manners, right? Where you see somebody and you acknowledge their existence, and, you know, you give them feedback or response that you've seen or heard them speak to you. And so as he's saying, he's like, did I miss a memo? Am I tripping? Like, let me know what the situation is, because obviously it's something that he is not used to experiencing. Now, me, for one, you know, I'm, you know, kind of used to that. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of used to, you know, doing a smile or, you know, saying good morning and hearing, you know, no answer. I'm kind of used to that. But there were women who actually ended up responding to his conversation, responding to his thought processes, and wanted to let him know what the deal is and why they are not, you know, responding to him in a certain manner.
Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me. Because there is a Black woman that will meet you with that fire if you don't back your and stop talking to me. What the entitlement, the audacity, because you speak to me does not, I'm in the South too. Because you speak to me don't mean, oh, I have to, what? Men, do y'all agree with this? Women, do y'all, like, as a Black woman, do I have to speak with you? Can I go in and buy my groceries and go home and feed my family? You're not paying for the groceries. I'm probably uninterested because it looks like that gut was busting over. You couldn't even look down there and see anything that you could do anything to do. Well, what's your purpose? Okay. Be glad she didn't meet you with that fire.
Okay. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Let's get right on to it.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I need all the good ass women to be a little louder.
Classic.
This can't be y'all representation outside. I need all the good ass women that's still in existence that can validate. They got their Carfax. You know what I'm saying? They can validate. I need y'all to be a little louder.
Classic.
This woman can't be y'all representation. It's no way, no how this person could be the spokesperson for the sisterhood. Common courtesy is gone. Rude is normal. Up and fire. Now, I just spoke to 4 beautiful women yesterday for about 2 hours. Okay? And we discussed femininity in great detail, at great lengths. I'm coming to the comments. And today, here I come over to holler at my baby Rivah, see what's going on. We looking at this, my first watch, just like it's y'all's probably. You see what I'm saying? And the man just asking, why when I say hi at the grocery store, you ignore me like I'm not there? Why? What's going on with that? And this sister saw that and was like, if it was me, I'd have called manslaughter. That's nasty work. We got a comment. April says, I know they're specifically speaking on Black women, but I will say people, period, man/woman, Black, white, are less friendly these days, period. I agree. I think that's a side effect from the shutdown. Certain words I'm trying not to use. I don't want to get flagged. April said they feel as though when someone is being friendly, they have ulterior motives. Yep. Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I know nobody asked, but it's the codes, right? So I'm going to tell y'all, you know what I mean? That's one of my biggest pet peeves is me being kind to a woman and her assuming that I want her and then her either giving me receptive or rejection energy and there was no advance made in the first place. You giving me receptive or rejection energy and I haven't even made a pass. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, and then it'd be having me feeling away like, shorty, I don't want you. I don't be wanting to say it like that, but that's how that shit be making me feel. Like, shorty, I don't want you. Like, get over yourself a little bit. I ain't gave you no choosing signals, no nothing. You just, motherfucker, I'm just a pleasant person, and you just take it too far and shit. You ever, hey, fellas in the chat, y'all ever been rejected and didn't make a pass? Hey, excuse me, I got a husband. Hey, your tire flat. Oh, yeah, call your husband. Fuck you talking about. April said, not everyone is out to date you or want you in that way. Just common courtesy. Speak, damn it. Yeah. Yep. April said, or just smile and nod. Yep. Body language is also communication. You know what I mean? There's oftentimes I don't talk when I'm in public. You know, somebody will say, you know, hey, how you doing? And I'll give them a firm head nod. It's a clear gesture. Eye contact, head nod. I spoke. You know what I mean? All of that counts. Yeah, we cracking that code.
Classic.
But yeah, let's move into the topic further. Let's go.
Because not only did she not speak, you felt it enough. So I know you were just hawking her down, probably too, and that's this woman. Then you keep looking at me a little too hard. You gonna make me uncomfortable, and don't make me nervous now.
So I want to say this based off of what that woman said, right? In my personal opinion, she created an entire narrative of he must have been hawking her down. She even talked about, you know, bringing a weapon into the occasion, you know, because if somebody's looking at her, like how did it escalate so far from that situation? Like, how did a weapon get introduced to a conversation of a man asking why women do not say hello to them? And interestingly enough, these are the same women who said that they're the least protected, that nobody cares about them, that, you know, society forgets about them, and, you know, they're victimized in all these situations. And here we hear a man who asked a very simple question. It wasn't invasive. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't disrespectful. It's not that he was trying to holler at her. He literally said that he walked past a woman and said hello to her, and she did not respond to him. She acted like he never existed.
So what is it with a lot of, many of them, not all of them, Black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything.
And she took that situation and decided to say, oh, you better be lucky it's her and not some other people because we would have had that fight. Like, how did that get introduced to the situation?
Because there is a Black woman that will meet you with that fire.
Is that where we are as a community? That, you know, a man who's just saying hello, good morning, who's just trying to be cordial, you know, be friendly to a stranger, that you have to talk about the fact that you better be happy you tried that with somebody else and not me, because basically, you know, you would have caught the pow, like over a greeting. And then when the conversation is, you know, posed of how did we get this far as a community when we were such a collective, when we were such a united front, when we were such a solid unit, and women tried to act like it has nothing to do with them changing their behaviors. These are the conversations that need to be pinpointed. Because what are you talking about? She asked the question, she's like, oh, so, do I have to say hello?
Men, do y'all agree with this? Women, do y'all, like, as a Black woman, do I have to speak with you?
I believe that's wrong. And you are able to, if you don't want to acknowledge somebody when you're outside or when you're in your, personal time or whatever, you're not in a mood, whatever, you have every right to not acknowledge somebody if you want to. Like, don't get it twisted. This is not like, oh, it's a force that you have to do this and you have to do that. You don't have to do anything. But it says a lot about you. It says a lot of the way that you are viewing the world. It says a lot of the way that you are viewing your male counterparts. If it is such a problem to you that person greeting you and being courteous to you triggers you and inflames you in such a, explosive way. That's crazy. And then she also pinpointed that situation where she's talking about like, oh, he has to, what are you going to do? Buy my groceries?
You're not paying for the groceries? I'm probably uninterested.
Yeah. Hold on, River. I know. I'm sorry to interject, baby. I got to say this. I always got to stress 2 different languages. It's 2 different languages. Ladies, there's 2 different languages. The language of women who are wives and either wives or fit to be wives, or women who will be chronically single and struggle with dating. 2 different languages. So for the man to simply say hello in the grocery store, for you to be courteous to him in return, he needs to potentially be paying for the groceries. And then she hit this elder gentleman here. She hit Pops, bro Nim. She hit him with an ad hominem attack. Talking about his gut. He looked like he got a gut and all this, that, and the third. It's nasty work. All I'm saying is, good ladies, good ass women, if y'all still out there, be a little bit louder.
Classic.
Because the ones that's talking the loudest, bad representation. It's bad representation.
To a conversation I had the other day, it's like, at one point, are you guys not going to understand that is considered dry begging? So if this man, you deemed him to be attractive, if this man, you looked at him as somebody who has money that could possibly sponsor your trip to the grocery store, then that would have changed your interaction. So when men have the standpoint of it's only based off of what's in my pocket or what I bring to a situation that people are kind to me or nice to me, you are proving that situation to be true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And again, we're not talking about a man who's trying to holler at a woman. We're not talking about a man who's trying to get somebody's number. We are talking about a man who just said the word hello, and it triggered so much of these negative responses from women. And that's why I said before that it reminds me of the conversation that Kevin Samuels had about, when he's talking to a woman about women not, being gracious or even having a smile when they are in public or, when somebody gives them that friendly nod or whatever the case.
Somebody told you to smile and you said you were what? Offended?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because it's like, why is it such a demand for women to, well, especially for Black women to just always look a certain way? Like, why can't we just naturally be whatever we feel?
You got so I want to get this clear. Someone just says, "Hey, smile," and it's offensive to you?
I mean, for the most part, it just comes across as like demanding. And I'm not saying
demanding.
That I feel, yes.
Hey, rest in peace to the Godfather, dog. We miss you, dog. We miss you. Look at him cook. Look at him. Look at him. Look at hold on, folks. What do you do? Hey, next queen codes when they say something I disagree with, but I'm not allowed to disagree because it's about letting them talk. When they say something, next time I'll hit their ass with the KS. I'm gonna hit their ass with. Yeah, Cook.
Classic.
Like, what if I don't feel like smiling? What if I'm in deep thought? What if I'm listening to something that's
this is where we're at. We have civilized the world and done such a good job in first world countries to where women, in this case, black women, are offended just to be asked to smile. It's offensive.
It doesn't come off as a question of asking or requesting. It's almost a demand. Smile, beautiful. Like, can I just relax?
Well, how about this? How about if no one said a damn thing to you? What if every man just left you the fuck alone? Excuse my French. What if every man just left you alone? What if no black man said anything to you? Just ignored you? Would that be better?
No, I'd be really sad.
Classic.
Oh, so you want us to engage you the way you want to be engaged, but you don't want to engage us the way we like to be engaged. Makes a whole lot of sense.
So men.
Now, I've been in situations before where I haven't been in the most pleasant mood. Okay, maybe I have a lot going on personally, or I have a lot on my mind, and I have literally been in spaces where, you know, I've had men saying like, "Dang, why are you looking like that? You need to smile. You too pretty to be frowning," or, you know, some kind of jovial thing like that. And I never got offended by it, because I understand that what they're trying to do in that situation is bring light. So whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever problem that you're having that you're wearing on you, they're trying to change that. Like they're trying to be like, turn that frown upside down. You know, they don't say it in that way, but I've always understood that that was the main reason as to why they were engaging in conversation when they see that you are looking in a certain way. Now, I believe that, you know, context is obviously necessary. Like, obviously, if it's late at night and you're in a dark alley, I don't know why, as a woman, you'd be, you know, in a dark alley by yourself late at night, and you see a man, maybe you're not going to be as friendly. You know, maybe you're not going to be as open to conversation or hellos or whatever, because you're in, you know, survival mode or self-protection mode. And that's completely understandable. But in a common space on a regular basis, or, you know, on a normal day, when somebody's just saying hello to you, and like I said, being courteous, and he's noticing that other women from other backgrounds or other situations are more courteous and on a consistent basis, it's like, you know, black women, when he's said hello to them, are acting like, why are you talking to me? Like, you know, greeting with, or giving that face of like, who he think he talking to, over just a hello thing. That is alarming.
Women shouldn't have to feel obligated to smile to black men. We're holding a lot of trauma. We're holding a lot of problems, mental health issues.
Hold on. How old are you?
24.
I'm gonna say this one more time. I need you to pay attention. I need all black women to pay attention. The world does not owe you understanding or me understanding. If you have all this trauma, go seek professional help.
Classic.
Because the rest of us do not have to suffer you.
Okay, it's easy to tell black women and black people in the black community to get help.
Whose responsibility is it to get the help they need?
But it's not available readily to our community.
That is bullshit.
With the wealth gap growing, how many people
whose
can
responsibility is it to get the mental health they need?
Classic.
Who?
Come on. It is ultimately the responsibility of us to get the mental health that we need. But I'm letting you know that we are very underserved.
You can't make this stuff up
at all.
Classic.
So you say we're underserved. You got to tell me that the therapists that already exist are overloaded. We don't go get help, man. You say the traumas. If I accept them, then you got to do something about them. Because what about the traumas that the black man has to deal with? But we still have to get out here and be functioning people in society, contributing. You don't get to walk around and say, have a special victim status.
It's so ironic that, you know, he's called so many things. You know, I say it all the time on a consistent basis, that he just called out so many things and so many problems and holes. And that's why, you know, as time is going on, even though he's no longer present in the physical, like, there's always ways or, you know, places that we're going to be able to go back to his conversations and be able to pull from them and use them in the conversations that we're having, even, you know, years down the line. Because, you know, the you know, truth cannot be overrode. Even if you didn't like the approach, you didn't like the feelings, the truth that was being spoken is something that is, you know, undeniable. And even in that situation, when he's talking about, you know, this young woman, and he's talking about the smile, and, you know, it's up to you because you're on your own journey, you know, if you are in a space that you cannot, you know, function freely or normally around other people, that is going to be up to you and to your job and your responsibility to do the work within yourself. Now, obviously, if somebody is going through something, it's harder for them to you know, be able to express certain emotions because they are, you know, maybe being overloaded in their mind with whatever it is that they're going through. But I think that it would be a little bit hard to believe that that is the case majority of the time.
Holding a lot of trauma, we're holding a lot of problems.
I can see that being a portion of the situation, but I don't think that is the truth the majority of the time. The truth of the matter is that a lot of women at this age and stage that we are in life have disdain for men. 100%. Like once they see a man, they have an issue with that. They have a problem with just his male presence alone. And because of that, you know, because of all the talk on social media, because of the way that, you know, women are like, oh, men are beneath us, because of this whole feminist mindset and perspective, you know, they are unable to have compassion, or even just, like I said before, common courtesy with a man, because they do not see the value in him as a being or as a person.
Shit.
And, you know, a lot of times I feel like the only traits that women know of a woman is of a masculine woman, right? That's a fuse between the masculine energy and the feminine. And a feminine woman is nurturing. A feminine woman, you know, doesn't move around, you know, like a bulldozer, right? A feminine woman is compassionate, is nurturing, is soft, is, you know, courteous. And that's just by nature.
Classic.
You know, if a feminine woman is around and she sees, you know, a child or a person or whatever, she is easily prone to have compassion for them, just out of her nature.
Yeah, I agree with Rivah wholeheartedly. And it's not just because, you know what I mean, we locked in like that. It's more so like she just gets it. She understands. Listen, like, I really feel like, and this is, I'll tell y'all what it's my feelings. That's why I'm saying I feel like in April, I see all your comments. I'm coming to the comments in a second. I really do feel like it's a situation where, you know, a woman that's in a situation where she's independent at the moment still can operate in femininity. It's a decision. It is a decision. You can femininely call the police when you feel in danger. You can like there's no, like if your child get in trouble, like if your child getting bullied at school, normally, you know, the dad can go up there and, you know, regulate and be a more dominant male presence, right? But just because the dad isn't present and the mother is alone, don't mean she got to go up there with her chest swelled out. She can still go up there as a lady and request for answers, and then take the next step of action that's needed from there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like the whole concept of like, I am forced to behave a certain way because I got to pay my own bills and look over my own shoulder. I just don't buy it. But that's just me.
Classic.
That's just me. I don't buy it. So we had Jay Zilla in the chat said 333. What up, Jay Zilla? April said Kevin Samuels bullseye, not undeserved. You have to seek it. Have to seek what? I know you posted that a minute ago. What you was talking about? April. Then she said, "It's there. Go get it. We have to be our own advocates when it comes to mental health care and physical health care. Period. Facts. That's a fact." April said, "That's a whole other subject, though." Oh yeah. We can stay on that subject all day. It's definitely a big deal.
Classic.
Super important subject. Rivah bullseye. You talking about for me? Oh, you talking about her point? Okay. Jay Zilla. In the beginning, it's the two could play that game movie effect on site. What you mean? Which part of two could play that game? Which part? April said, absolutely classic. I appreciate it. Underserved in healthcare. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I don't know that we're underserved. I think healthcare is undersought because you can get you some healthcare. you can get you some health care. If you really want some health care, you can get you some health care. So like, I think it's just undersought. I don't think it's underserved at all. You got so many people that got opinions on therapy and mental health care and all different types of stuff that never been, or maybe their life been so decent that they never necessarily been in a dark enough space to where they felt like they needed it to climb out, or maybe they just built in a way where that's not necessarily for them in particular, but they'll spew rhetoric as if they know what they're talking about, and they'll deter somebody else from going to go get the help they need. And that's the type of shit that I can't get with.
Classic.
Let's go.
And so it's a lot of times that when women step out of their nature, they no longer are able to function normally to everybody else, because everybody else knows their space and everybody else knows their place, but they don't.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with black women in the grocery store? You look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about?
So since you asked if you missed anything, I'm going to go ahead and fill you in. I think a lot of women are tired. They are tired of men thinking that the slightest bit of politeness means that a woman is flirting with them. A hello, a how you doing, a smile. Women don't want to entertain men when they're grocery shopping.
I want to stop here for just a second. I'm going to let her continue. I think that there's context that matters. That man said a simple hello, right? And you can either say, I've got so many men, okay, on a consistent basis, because I try to be as pleasant as I can, you know, even regardless of whatever. I try. I'm not saying I'm always perfect. I'm not saying I always hit the mark. But one thing I do have is that I genuinely am a courteous person. And so I've had men, you know, sometimes you're in the grocery store and you have men who don't even work in the grocery store. They're like filling the shelves or whatever. And if I walk into an aisle and they're there and they say hello, I'm going to say hello back. You know, like, you know, I'm just being courteous. And I think a lot of women have a hard time understanding how to, you know, be able to have a conversation with somebody, even if you're not interested in them. Like, it's okay to have a conversation and respectfully decline. And respectfully keep it moving and not have to worry, like in this public lit, you know, place, you don't have to engage. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be demeaning. You don't have to be rude. Like, you can just be courteous and let it be known that I was just saying hello, and not let it go further than that. Like, you don't have to move forward. But if you
Rivah, I was told yesterday by the Queen's Code panel that it's dangerous. It's completely dangerous to be courteous. That you can get punched on trying to be courteous and say no respectfully, will have somebody over advancing 10 different. This is what I was told by a panel of women, Rivah. I'm not disagreeing with them women. I ain't even agreeing with you. I'm just saying what you saying ain't what they were saying yesterday on the Queen's Code panel. If y'all missed it, make sure y'all go back to the live stream. And then, you know, I'll be busting it down in the clips later. But yeah, you know. That's not what they said. They said it get dangerous out here being courteous. So I need greater understanding. Talk to me, chat.
Already have this chip on your shoulder, assuming that this man wants something from you, even if he actually doesn't. To me, that sounds like you might have some work within yourself to where you feel that the only time that a man wants to approach you or have a conversation with you is because he needs something from you. That might be a you issue. Not necessarily the truth of what's happening in your surroundings.
Oftentimes when they're at the gym, when she's working out, she doesn't want you to tap her on her shoulder while she has her headphones on and speak to her.
Now, this is moving the goalposts, because we're talking about being in the grocery store and somebody saying hello. Now you're going to somebody physically touching somebody else and getting into their personal space, and somebody trying to holla at her. That's two very different conversations. If we want to have a conversation about somebody trying to holla at you, as I said, you can respectfully decline, whatever. But I also wanted to stick to the conversation of this man said something about saying hello. And you're saying that, you know, maybe some women are saying that, you know, the hello could be misunderstood for somebody trying to holla at them. Fine. But now we're in the gym. Like, when do we get in the gym?
Yeah. That's how they gaslight, Rivah. That's how they gaslight. April said, and men are tired too. Just because they speak does not mean they want anything else. Facts. Jay Zilla says Shantae Smith, a.k.a. Vivica Fox, while the plot is opening until the known ills of the corporate life got them ideals confirmed. Okay, but how does that tie into this? How's that tie into this, Jay Zilla? Welcome to the chat today too, bro. But yeah, nah, what Rivah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, moving the goalpost, that's a form of gaslight. Because the man specifically said, you look a woman in the eye and say hello, and then she ignore you like, you know, like you not there or whatever the case may be. This woman then turned it into a man walking up to you and tapping you on your shoulder, physically touching you. How you hear one thing and then respond to something totally different? It's crazy to me.
We was in the grocery store.
Yeah.
When she's on a walk, just minding her business with her sunglasses on, her headphones, and her phone in landscape mode, she doesn't want to stop and talk to the shirtless man. Women understand that some men are only nice and polite to the women that they find attractive. So we're always very careful about how much attention and how much encouragement we give random men. Probably just want to get their groceries and be left alone. They probably just want to work out and be left alone. They probably just want to go on a walk and be left alone. Keywords, be left alone. What I think some men need to understand is not every woman is playing hard to get. Some women actually are.
Again, I think that this what the conversation that she's having would have more merit if these men were all trying to highlight this woman. But you have a lot of women who are delusional and believe that because a man is saying hello to them or because a man opened the door for them, that he's trying to get their number, that he's trying to highlight them. Like, men are very active, you know, on pursuit. Like, if they are trying to pursue you, you're going to know there's not going to be anything misconstrued. You're not going to be confused. You're not going to have to read between the lines. Like, if he's going to approach you, that's what he's going to do. And again, there's this,
check your DM, Rivah,
this you know, disdain of, oh, they want to be left alone. But then at the same time, we see these same women eventually hit the wall or get to certain ages and stages in life, and then they're crying on the internet and asking, where are all the men at? And how come men don't approach them in public? And how come men don't try to highlight them? And how come, you know, they're forgotten about? Like, there's two parts of this same exact conversation. And you have the right to be left alone. You have the right to, you know, not want to be bothered. You have the right. But at the same time, if you're now in a problem, if you're now in an issue and you now need help or assistance in a certain manner, and people are more resistant in helping you because they look at you in a space where you're more resistant to even just being courteous to somebody, you can't then complain about that.
Yeah, I mean, or you just, I mean, if you got a social disorder, just say that. If you have a social disorder, just say that.
Classic.
Stay your ass in the house. You could order your groceries. You could order your takeout. You could work from home. If you got a social disorder, just say that, shorty. Don't try to make an excuse for being rude and crass and all that out in public to these random people who are just simply being courteous to you because you got a social disorder. If you have some type of an issue socially where you can't operate or function, you be glitching and shit outside when somebody say hi to you and shit, then stay your ass in the house.
Classic.
Man. Like, for real, how many, I'll sit here quiet, like, let the video rock, and Rivah, she gonna find a real graceful and nice way to say it sometimes, but y'all know me, every once in a while, like, once my little meter go down, I'm
natural born crash dummy.
So, like, I've been sitting here trying to keep it together, but, like, I'm sitting here looking at this woman, and listen, she's beautiful to somebody, but to me, you know what I'm saying, in regards to, like, the arena I play in, you know what I mean, she cool, but she not, it ain't a situation where she need to be acting like that. Like, everybody speaking to you ain't on that with you, I promise. I guarantee it. Everybody? No, not all of us. Somebody saying hi to you, just being kind. It would be me. If I saw her in public and I said hello to her, I would not be shooting my shot. Now, if she act like she ain't want to be, but see, she wouldn't treat me like that. Merch. She wouldn't treat me like that. See what I'm saying? She talking about the dudes that she ain't got no interest in. You see what I'm saying? She talking about them. Hold on. See, y'all forgot real quick. Hold on. She wouldn't treat me like that. When they turn around and see a lot of men, I'll be getting it because these women, they'll get on here and talk about the worst of us. They're not talking about the ones of us that fit the criteria. I passed the once over test. When you say excuse me and they turn around and give you the once over, I passed the once over test. I'm passing that. Then what? I bet you don't what you want with me. Yeah. But they'll get on the internet and talk about the worst of us. They'll talk about the dude they least attracted to, or that's super annoying, or whatever the case may be. Like, all this talking in circles around reasons to be rude and shit is unacceptable. And I wouldn't be doing my job in regards to.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I just let that shit rock and don't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? Shorty out of pocket in so many ways. That's crazy work.
You give up the privilege to then be able to complain. This is just my take on the situation. Again, shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels, for always being ahead of his time and being present in the actual problems that are plaguing women and also our community. And obviously we know that to be true because, like I said, we can keep using him for a point of reference, and we always will be able to do that. So shout out to him. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down.
Make sure y'all tap in with Rivah TV. Make sure y'all go interact with her channel. Like I said, she dropped a lot of content. I only react to some of it. So turn them notifications on because she drops super consistent, just like we do here at the Classic Codes. But in closing, it's a lot of single women out here that got a bad case of getting in their own way. And then when it's time to like have a real conversation, or when God send them an angel in the form of a friend, or God send them an angel in the form of, a wise, oracle. Because I've been prophesied to just going about my merry day. I've had somebody stop me in my tracks in the middle of working and manifesting something and stop me dead in my tracks. A woman I don't even know, always an older black woman. It's happened to me multiple times. I've had somebody stop me in my tracks in the middle of the day and tell me that everything that I'm working on is going to pan out, in that, what I've been praying about and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and that, this, that, and the third. You feel me? I'm not going to tell y'all that, but then, just out of nowhere, and then tell me just have a great day. Won't ask me my name. Won't do nothing. So God gonna send you some answers. It's a lot of people that's hitting the answers back. Pa, they volleying the answers. Pa, God send something else. Pa, send that shit back. Like, come on, man. Like, no, you got a bad case of getting in their own way. That's what's really going on out here. You know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of men out here that they slow play hollering at women because again, because of what this is all about, they slow play hollering at women. So he might start off being courteous, see if he gets some courtesy back. Okay, he gets some courtesy back, generate a little common conversation. Okay, she giving me some conversation. Then he may, express interest and see where that go for him. A lot of dudes is slow playing it like that. You can't even get past step one because you just got an attitude. And all I'm saying is, I don't think this is all women. I don't think that woman is these women who are speaking are a representation of the best version of women that's out here in the streets. But the good ass women got to be loud.
Classic.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Come hit me up at the Classic Codes 777@gmail.com if you want to be on the Queen Codes panel and let us all know and be a representation of how good ass women still around.
Classic.
But we moving on from the reaction video. Shout out to Rivah TV one more time. All right, let's get into the question of the day. Question of the day. Are men confused about modern women? We did a panel discussion last night. Like I said, I'm going to keep referencing the Queen Codes because I'm super proud. It took a long time. Another vision that came to fruition.
Classic.
You know what I mean? And we was able to get that done. Hold on real quick before we do the question of the day. We got a comment. Jay Zilla said, a lot of these views line up with everything she says in the beginning. She sounds exactly the same as Miss Fox. Verbatim. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Who is she? You talking about Rivah? Let's get into the question of the day. Question of the day. Are men confused about modern women? Are men confused about modern women? I think it's one or two things. I'm going to get right into my answer. Y'all can let me know in the chat what y'all think. Don't get quiet on me now. But are men confused about modern women? I think it's one of a few things. I think it's going to be a situation where either men understand women based on and through their experiences, actually living through dealing with women, right? And that's where their understanding comes from. And then you have women who understand what they feel like womanhood overall kind of encompasses based on their experience being an actual woman. Like yesterday on the Queen's Code broadcast when we were live, there was a ton of things that the women said that I could disagree with and use actual man experience to leverage my point. And then how do you argue with the actual happening, right? Like, yeah, I mean, I hear y'all saying this, but in life, I know somebody personally, or I personally, or there's somebody in the chat personally who literally dealt with multiple of y'all and it was different. You feel me? Which is why a lot of times when women speak on their experiences, I don't deny their, I like when people speak on their experiences, I don't necessarily deny their experiences. Like, okay, if you say it happened, it might be rare, but you say it happened, it must have happened. You know what I mean? I don't, just jump to be like, oh, that shit got to be capped. But a lot of times when men tell women about women, because here's the thing, if a woman is completely heterosexual, she's never dealt with a woman. It's almost like a woman's best friend telling you like, oh, she's a good girl. Like you talking to her, you interested in her, you meet her best friend and she like, oh, she's a good girl. You better do right by her. Like you got you a good one. Like, okay, when the last time y'all dated? What you mean? She been my friend since when the last time y'all dated? When the last time y'all was in a romantic relationship? You know her as your home girl. You don't know her as your lady. So you don't know her in the capacity that I'm dealing with her at all. 0%. You could give me no advice. You could tell me about her attributes or the human being that you feel like that she is in a friendship role. Y'all got to understand, shit be compartmentalized. It's somebody that's a great man, great human being, humanitarian, philanthropist, shitty husband. It's a dude that's an amazing husband, you know what I mean? Does volunteer work, you know what I mean? But unambitious professionally, right? Lacks ambition professionally. Like all of these things exist. So, are men confused about women? I think our understanding of modern women doesn't match women's self-proclaimed image. That's where I think we'll go with that. I think that men and confused, I'm not going to use the term confused. I'll say men and women have a difference of opinion. They just have a difference of opinion. They have two different POVs in regards to what the majority of the market consists of. So, but I mean, y'all tell me, man, y'all let me know if y'all feel like, modern men are confused about modern women, if we got them all wrong. You know what I mean? Definitely interested to see what y'all got to say in regards to that. But we're going to move on from the question of the day and get into the story time. All right, we're going into the story time. Let's tap in with TikTok. I didn't watch any of this, but I believe the caption says something in regards to it being about a girls' trip. It's saying something in regards to this being a story time girls' trip edition. So you know how we do with the story time. We're going to find out together. Let's go.
You and your homegirl birthday is 2 days apart. Not too much on my appearance, by the way. I just came from the gym, so not too much. But anyway, you and your homegirl birthday is 2 days apart. She wants to go on a 5-day trip for her birthday. So on the 5-day trip, y'all will be there for a couple days. Then it'll be her birthday. Then 2 days later, it'll be your birthday. You like, okay, I don't got nothing planned for my birthday anyway. So yeah, let's go. It's going to be a good time. It's mostly her friends, but because you are a cordial and neutral being, you don't really have any issues with going out with other people's friends because you pretty much get along with everybody because you don't need nobody for shit. So you can just show up and be your happy.
Nope, psych, nah, she naive. That's female delusion. Let her ask the man about going on a girl's trip with her homegirl and her homegirl's friends. A man gonna keep it real. I think that's a bad idea. It's females that go on girls' trips with their own friends. Everybody know everybody and come back halfway cool. You gonna go on a girls' trip with your homegirl and her, them ain't your friends, them her friends, and you think because you cordial, that what? They gonna be cordial with you? Messy is messy. It's already messy in the dough, chat. Let me know if I'm lying,
Classic.
chat. Do not recommend. Let's roll though.
authentic self. So that was the plan. We get there, everything is going fine. The second day, my boyfriend calls. He like, babe, I'm about to fly out there for your birthday. You know what I'm saying? It's almost your birthday. It's about to be the weekend. You having fun? I just want to come make sure that everything is good. Blah, 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 blah. No, babe, it's a girl's trip. She don't got no guy. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no guys here. I don't want to be the only person making anybody feel uncomfortable. Blah, 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 blah. So that same night, now remind you, your homegirl got a fiance. You just got a boyfriend. Your homegirl got a fiance. We're on a girl's trip for our birthday. I just told my boyfriend he can't come pay for everything like he normally does for me because I'm supportive of the girl trip vibes. Do you know this bitch came back that same night with a goddamn booger wolf complaining because I was being funny towards his friends because I wasn't interested. Baby, I have a boyfriend. I'm very happy in my relationship. Not only am I very happy in my relationship, I got
Whoa. Did I miss something? Hold on, chat. Did anybody else just get confused? Okay, so her guy called her and asked if he could slide out there. She like, nah, because ain't none of the other girls got no dudes. It's a girl's trip. Stay where you at. I was with her. Then she say, the girl who her friend, that's her friend, she has a fiance. Okay, but is he there? She said nobody had guys there. So then she say, shorty come back with a booger wolf complain. So let's go back some, y'all. Did anybody else get confused? Talk to me, chat. I'm listening intently. I think I missed something. I had to miss something.
We're on a girl's trip for our birthday. I just told my boyfriend he can't come pay for everything like he normally does for me. So that same night, now remind you, your homegirl got a fiance. You just got a boyfriend. Your homegirl got a fiance. We're on a girl's trip for our birthday. I just told my boyfriend he can't come pay for everything like he normally does for me because I'm supportive of the girl trip vibes. Do you know this bitch came back that same night with a goddamn booger wolf complaining because I was being funny towards his friends because I wasn't
Okay. She came back with a dude, and dude had homies. So she came back with a booger wolf dude, and dude had homies, and she got mad at her for not wanting to be a good like wingman. Okay, let's roll.
Baby, I have a boyfriend. I'm very happy in my relationship. Not only am I very happy in my relationship, I got a good nigga. You can fuck with this goddamn sea donkey if you want to, but leave me out of it, baby. Take me out. Matter of fact, I'm about to leave. I'm about to pack my shit up and go get me a room. So now it's her birthday. We're all still supposed to go out because we didn't all pay for certain parts of the trip. So it's her birthday. For her birthday, she did like the club thing. So we all go out, we have a good time. They go back to the Airbnb. I don't know what the fuck happens because again, I went and got me a hotel room that night because I'm not comfortable being in a house with niggas that I don't know that y'all met at the bar and brought them back to the, like they could be murderers. What are you doing? Anyway, so
they having a girls trip. She said, what are you doing? They having a girls trip.
Classic.
Yeah. You said she had a fiance when you seen her, right? Now,
Classic.
Yeah. All that they come home and say, don't be happening, doesn't happen, didn't happen, not they friends. We know what you heard. My girls ain't like that. We don't roll like that. You know me better than that. So what are you saying? You don't trust me? All that shit they be saying, and then you just go to TikTok and type in any girl trip story, and it's got somebody on there with a dude or multiple chicks with a dude, and they up in Jamaica or Houston or Atlanta or Florida or California somewhere getting hit.
Oh, my birthday come. She got spa stuff planned for my birthday, but I don't want to do spa stuff because I've been at this hotel for the last few days and shit. I done already hit the spot. So I done already paid for the shit. I told her, don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the spa. I'm actually going to go out and do something different for my actual birthday. Do you know This bitch gets on social media and gets to going on my ass. I mean, oh, you bitches is fake. Y'all just wanted a trip to blah, 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 blah. And if you ain't got no friends and you was trying to use my friend group, hold a minute, Bookie Butt. I only agreed because I didn't want to do shit for my birthday anyway, but my friends are telling me that I need to get out the house, and just because they have lives and husbands and children and shit doesn't mean that I should sit in the house. So that's the first part of that. The second part is, baby, shut your mouth before I tell that fiance of yours about that goddamn ass monkey that you was sitting on. Duh.
Classic.
I don't want to fucking hear it, okay? Just shut the fuck up. Because now I'm tempted to tell her fiance about the fucking sea donkey she was riding.
All right. Well. Yeah, another girl's trip, successful. You know, you got some of the chicks on the trip that's going out there for certain things, regardless of what their situation is at the house. And well, another one bites the dust, but a boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy work, man. I listen, I do content. This stuff is, some people get on their story times and lie. Normally we could pick out the people who lying or telling a true story or some shit that's based on a true story, but they're leaving out the parts that would make them culpable and all of that. We go through that in these story times. And in this one, I think this woman was completely honest. I really do. I think she was completely honest. I didn't find any holes or pockets in her story that didn't make any sense or didn't line up or none of that. And yeah, man, that's somebody's wife. Somebody's wife went out there. They was probably in Jamaica. Yeah, probably one of the islands. Went out there and found somebody blacker than my t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? With muscles. Face probably looked like Seal. And you know what I'm saying? He probably had a 2 foot, you feel me? And she went out there and went too far. Yep. And then listen, they'll come home and lie in unison. You ever seen synchronized swimmers?
Classic.
That lie be together. And listen, and then they'll tell you. They tell us all the time, we cheat better than y'all do. We don't get caught, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm saying, fellas. You gonna commit, man, don't even worry yourself with it. Don't even worry yourself about it. Don't even worry about it, man. Ignorance is bliss. I know that might sound like some, man, listen, bro. Greats done been played, boy. Greats, legends, been played. Just don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Just, shit. That's all I can tell you. That's it for the story time, though, man. Let's move around. All right, we got the code language conversation. The code language conversation for today is on the word hearken. So like we always do with the code language, we're going to look up the actual definition of the word. And then we're going to move on from there. So the definition of hearken, simply put, is to listen. Synonyms for hearken: attend, conform, hark, hear, comply, obey, respect, listen. So yeah, yesterday I want to again reference the Queen's Code panel. Make sure y'all tap into that live stream, the classic live stream from last night, the Queen's Codes panel. Make sure y'all tap back in if y'all didn't see that. But yeah, the term hearken, to listen, obey, attend, comply, all of those things. Hearkening is something that's very important to do because, again, like I always emphasize, at the end of the day, everything should be about gaining greater understanding. And so yesterday, though, and I'm going to do a review video of our, I'm actually going to do a reaction video to the panel from last night, the Queen's Code. So I will actually give like some of my responses to some of the things that the ladies said, or, challenge it a little bit further. But when on the panel live, it's about letting them get their stuff off. Oftentimes on panels, women get to speak for a little bit until somebody done listening to them and jump in. Souls of Thought said, me too. He said 333. What up, Norris? What's going on, broski? Shout out.
Classic.
Yes, sir. Souls of Thought. Make sure y'all tap in and subscribe to Souls of Thought channel. He did an actual live reaction while we were streaming last night as well on that channel. Much appreciated for that.
Classic.
But yeah, like hearkening sometimes is just, even, sometimes we get caught up being so quick to respond or to reply and things like that. or to challenge or contest. But sometimes you find benefit in just I could have. There was times in the stream yesterday where I disagreed with all 4 women, and I just was like, okay, next person, next person, next person. We just listening tonight. We hearkening. You know what I mean? We're gonna listen tonight. We just gonna take it all in. We're gonna extrapolate this thing, and then from that though, from not being quick to reply, I can't say it had benefits, because listening further, I was able to gain a deeper understanding of where I think the average man and the average woman are missing each other. Even if I was in disagreement, I gained understanding of like where the disconnect is coming from in a lot of instances, And I think the crisis is something that we should all be striving to figure out, even for the people who feel like they got it figured out and they already married, locked in, doing well, or already in serious relationships, locked in, doing well. It's something that you got to put your mind around, because it affects the community. That even if you have a successful family or what you consider to be your ideal family, it affects the community that they grow up in. It affects how your kids' perspectives are going to be shaped. The little kids that they going to grow up and play with and be teammates with and classmates with. It impacts everything going on around you. Is going to impact you in some way. I think some people feel like they could put this bubble around themselves and just go outside and be untouched and unfazed. We doing what we doing and ain't nothing else. No, it don't work like that. So having perspective and greater understanding and hearkening sometimes, even when you're, in complete disagreement, it has benefits to it, pros and cons like anything else. So again, the word hearken simply is just, I guess you could say it's a little $100 word for listen, little $100 word for listen, for sure. But yeah, man, that's the code language conversation for today. All right, I got time to do chat Q&A. We just right at the hour mark on the stream for today. So I got time for chat Q&A. So y'all know what it is. I'm going to run this little joint while the song playing. By the time it gets to whenever I cut it off, because I know what y'all be on, by the time it gets to whenever I cut it off, hopefully y'all drop a couple questions and we can get into some topics or whatever the case may be. If y'all got anything in reference to the panel last night, drop those questions or topics or whatever the case may be. Or if y'all got anything at all, sports, whatever. Drop it in now. Let's go.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance, standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard.
What up, chat? What up, chat? What we doing? Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. What we doing? I got a question for y'all too. Hang in there, chat. I got a question for y'all too.
With my eyes, yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your labor, gotta climb the tree. Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles, I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours, I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Yeah, I put in that time, put in work, I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine, mama mentality, shout out the bean. Coach like sweat, six society T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bad work, 5 punch.
Classic.
All right, we got a comment. We got some chat. Soul said, I need to hear from more disagreeable individuals. When everyone just piggybacks, it makes it seem like an echo chamber. Yeah, that's one thing I picked. That's crazy. You dropped the comment before I even gave the question. He said, number one takeaway. I said, what's your so I dropped the question for the chat. For everybody that saw the Queen Codes panel last night, what were your top 3 takeaways from the Queen Codes panel last night? Soul said, number 1, birds flock together. Now that is one hell of a way to word it, dog.
Classic.
But I get what you mean, though. Soul's been on one lately. He's starting to, I'm starting to see Soul start to turn up a little bit, man. He started to care less and less a little bit. Yeah. Bring them out. Yeah, bring them out.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
He's starting to show that spirit. Number 2, their view on men are all on the far side. Ooh, okay. You felt like everyone's view was on the far side. Okay, what was your third one? So number 1 was birds flock together. Number 2, their view on men are all on the far side. Before I ask for elaboration on that, the far side comment, I definitely want to take your third one. And then he said the third one, number 3, Souls of Thought says, also black women to tailor for white women to speak. Oh, black women. Okay. Also, black women don't tailor for white women to speak. Did I put the don't in the right spot? Also, black women don't tailor for white women to speak. Was that a takeaway? Okay. I see what you mean. Okay. He said, yes, sir. So, yeah, I didn't, you know what? That's crazy because I actually looked over that because I kind of felt like I knew of the 3 of them. I think April probably had the least time on panels. So I felt like she wasn't jumping in because I did do a lot of whoever want to start could start. And it'll just be like somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody will really dive in there. But I felt like she picked her spots very well. Everything went to race. Well, you know how Jazz gonna play. You know how she gonna play. She gonna put it in there. But she said she feel like everything go back to that. That's how she feel. You know, we gotta let her voice her choice, voice her opinion on it. I don't think everything go back to that. I think those days are over where everything goes back to that. But again, it wasn't my job yesterday to be disagreeable. I tried to challenge in the right spots. I would say my top 3 things that I took away were, I think my top 3 things. I'm trying to put them in order. I think that women's panels work well when you do topics. I think women's panels work well when you do topics that aren't controversial. Like those topics weren't really controversial. Like I did a lot of stuff that was in regards to like gaining understanding, right? And so that left the floor open for like each woman to speak well without interruption because there wasn't a lot of disagreement. So there was a lot of like, people will listen attentively and just head nod, and they don't start playing double dutch with the conversation as much when they don't want to jump in and disagree. I feel like people start playing double dutch. You know how you try to catch your rhythm to jump in? People start playing double dutch and nodding you to a conclusion, head nodding you to a conclusion when they want to get their shit off because they're not really feeling where you coming from. So the thought said, 4, men have to lead the conversation. Oh man, Souls, how did you grade me, bro? How you think I did? That was the first one, bro. I thought I did well. I was proud of myself. I can't even cap, bro. How you think I did? April still in here. How you think I did moderating yesterday? It was difficult at times though. Like, I didn't want to turn it into a full-on debate, but it was one of those situations where it was like I could have challenged a bit more, but it could have turned into, because it was more of an echo chamber vibe, it could have turned into 4-on-1. Not the way I would want. You feel me? No puff. You met your objective. Yeah, my boy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was proud. I thought I did a decent job.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, if y'all didn't check the panel out, y'all definitely got to check it out. Did anybody have anything for chat Q&A subject matter wise? Oh, and then what did you think about the topics, man? Because I know at the end, Jazz was like, you could have diversified it a little bit. But it was like, I felt like there was a healthy balance of women discussing themselves and women discussing their view on men. I mean, we did spend the longest amount of time on the From Queens to Kings section of the program. That was the longest segment. So like women talking directly or about the misconceptions, right? Like what average men have wrong about average women. We stayed on that the longest. So I was just like, you know, I didn't think it lacked balance, but maybe it did. Did y'all see some imbalance on the topics in the subject matter from the panel last night? I didn't really see it. I know one question though, all the ladies avoided, and that was unfortunate because I felt like that was a real opportunity to really crack a code. At a point in the and I don't know exactly what the minutes are, or I would just react to it now. But there was a point when we were talking about the white fathers topic where all the women had agreed to like some of the systemic things and race stuff and disproportionate and all of this stuff, right? We agreed on all of that, black folks essentially being behind the 8 ball. Yeah, the white fathers topic, right? And then I followed up and I said, I don't disagree with you ladies. I actually agree with all of y'all, right? I said, so with that understanding, he said, we on the same boat, Classic. You realize they all didn't answer it. You realize that too. Okay, so I'm not tripping. Nobody answered it. I was like, so with all of us understanding what we're up against, why does there seem to be an issue with black men and black women, or just men, giving each other grace? And nobody answered it. I think Alyssa was the first to respond. She started talking about men and something else, and then from there, but nobody actually addressed the part about grace. I thought that was a good ass question, and nobody answered it. And then we just moved on. Souls of Thought said, because it wasn't a safe space for the one who would have to lead it. You saying me? You saying I would have? What would have happened if I tried to lead that one, bro? Oh, April would have had to lead that one. Oh, you think she would have been the best person to speak on that one? You know what? You might be right. Based on everything that was discussed yesterday, you might be right. But but listen, I definitely would have made it safe. Ain't nobody ever gonna come on any of my panels ever and get disrespected past a point where they can't handle themselves. If I see somebody can handle themselves and the panel getting hot, but I know this person can handle themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like Jazz, for example, she been in the fire a lot of times. She been on, the panel that we know her from. You know what I mean? That get hot all the time. So she been in the kitchen. I don't have to come aid, Jazz. But if somebody fresh on the panels, or they just getting their feet wet and they still learning how to pick their spots and have poise and navigate this big group conversation in real time and all of that stuff is not easy for everyone to do. You know what I mean? People have nerves, anxiety, all types of shit. So if somebody ever getting addressed in a way beyond where they can handle themselves on my panel, best believe I'm stepping in. It ain't gonna be none of that. I'll regulate quick. You know what I mean? But you might be right, souls. Because that question didn't get answered, at all. He said, my question is how we focus on solutions without empowerment. Empowerment for whom? You saying because honestly, I think the biggest solution would be for sisters to re-empower the men. I think we switched over from empowerment to expectation. Did I just say a word or nah? I think we switched over from empowerment to expectation.
Classic.
He said they can't. You at the gig, bro? You want me to drop the link? You active today? You want me to drop the link? We could do a little brief impromptu discussion about this for sure. I'll drop the link if you're free, bro. But yeah, man. I think that I don't know, man. Even the conversation about the femininity and how it was being explained, I'll be listening close, and it just seemed like what I gathered from the conversation was really like that. I would say that's the number one takeaway I got from the panel last night, was that when it comes to like the things that men get from modern women, everything is conditional. Like we talked about femininity, it was conditional. We talked about submission a little bit, it was conditional. We talked, we didn't talk about love, but I'm willing to bet, put everything on black. Put all my chips on black that shit would have been conditional. Like everything we talked about women giving to men yesterday was conditional. Now this shit recorded. Y'all let me know when y'all look at the panel if I'm dead wrong, if there was something on there where like just for being a man you get this from a woman. It wasn't none of that. It was all we'll be this if you that. We could do this if you that. We can only be this way if you make us feel that way. We can only, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I'm not, you know, saying that I just, and men ain't allowed to be victims, and you can't play the violin, so it just is what it is, I guess. Soul said we need to react to the video together before you get on your passport. Facts. We only got a couple days, so you gotta let me know when you free. I'll make time, bro. We could do it. It ain't gonna take that long. Cause what was that stream yesterday? That stream was like an hour 40. Yeah, we probably can get through it in under 3 hours. Yes, sir. He said bet. Yeah, let's do it. But I plan on streaming out there too, though, souls. I should be doing, but it's probably gonna be less. You know what I mean? But I do plan on streaming while I'm out there. But yeah, man. I don't know. I think that's my number one takeaway. My second takeaway would be that Jay Zilla said, can we do commentary on the beginning in the office scene from the first 10 minutes of the move? This is canon to reality. I'm not sure what you're asking. Beginning in the office scene from the first 10 minutes of the movie. I never seen The Office. I'm not even sure. Cortez said facts. Hey, Cortez, did you watch the panel yesterday? What was your top 3 takeaways from the Queen Codes panel yesterday? No, you all good, bro. He said typo. You all good. What was your top 3 takeaways from the Queen Codes panel yesterday? We talking about our takeaways. We sat and we were observant. You know, I did do a little bit of challenging. That was a part of my assignment. So I did have to do it. It could have went bad for me. I'm glad it didn't go bad for me. I didn't get, you know, the women didn't decide to pile on. Could have went bad for me, but I know what you meant, Jay. Jay, I know you meant movie, but I never seen that movie, so I don't know the reference. But yeah, what was your takeaway, Jay Zilla? You watched the Queen Codes yesterday. What was your top 3 takeaways from listening to the women and giving, you know, absorbing their POVs and their perspectives on every, you know, all the different topics and everything, just all of the talking, you know, all the different points that were made, the advice to men or the misconceptions they pointed out. Like, what were y'all top 3 takeaways? I think that another takeaway too was very confusing, and I pointed it out too. I said that was my second biggest takeaway from the pod, was when the women was talking about, you know, feeling in danger when men try to holler at them. You know what I mean? And then I pointed out the fact that there's literally right now as we speak, there's 2 different trends happening. There's a trend of men don't shoot they shot at women no more. And there's a trend of I'm afraid when men shoot they shot. So are we hollering and we extra dangerous and aggressive, or are we not hollering? Because both are trending at the same time. And the ladies told me 2 things could be true at once. And I asked, how do you navigate that if you a man? Like what? Like so it's fair to say we should just operate in a state of confusion. That wasn't my job yesterday to push back, but I'm just talking about my takeaways. I can't navigate that. Can't navigate that. I don't know what's what. Cortez said one woman want a lot of things that we think they do. He said women want a lot of things that we think they do. They aren't truly aware of what we endure, and they don't understand our attraction. Okay, that's 1 or that's all 3? You said women want a lot of things that we think they do. They aren't truly aware of what we endure, and they don't understand our attraction. That's what you took away from the panel? Okay. I don't know how where did you get in the panel? At what point in the conversation did they talk about, like, what did they say, or what was said to make you feel like the women that they're not aware of what men endure? Because I rewatched it, and I don't recall anything that would make me feel like they're unaware of what we endure. I don't, but just, you know, fill me in. Jay Zilla said 2 could play that game in the first 10 minutes. You got, bro, I haven't watched that movie in years, bro. Souls of Thought, we need more 4, 5s, and 6s. Average women are really introspective. I feel that. Cortez said the hollering part. Oh, okay. You felt like when they was talking about like men and how they should shoot they shot and all of that, that there was like a lack of empathy there. I can see that. Okay. Okay, I see where you tying that in. He said, I'll rewatch it again, but the holler, no, I got you. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, there was definitely a lack of empathy because it was kind of like, yeah, just, go out here, play the numbers, get rejected. If you go 0 for 10 this week, it is what it is. You're just looking for that one, right? All that rejection shouldn't affect you or impact you or hell with your, men don't have emotions or feelings. Like if a dude out here trying to, shoot his shot and he go 0 for 10 in a month, you know what I mean? And he just trying to find one and he done went 0 for this last 10. Y'all think like they talking like that shouldn't impact the man whatsoever at all. Like getting rejected impacts men. Men don't like getting rejected at all. Men don't like getting rejected. Does that mean that they're going to get uber aggressive with you? Again, I said it yesterday. I haven't seen that. But if they say it's happening, I'm just going to believe that they're saying it's happening. I'm not going to disagree with their life experiences. But all I'm saying is that how do you like what? So as a dude, they just like, just take the L, just take it on the chin, just, and then you'll wonder why you bump into a dude that you do find attractive and he got fucking self-esteem issues by the time you get to him. You know what I mean? Like I think you on to something there, Cortez. You might, you know what I'm saying, tapped in a little bit. I think you on to something, bro.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Yeah, he said it's like they don't understand how it works at all. They think getting rejected is just something that bounces off of people. Yeah, it's like a lack of consideration for the emotional spectrum of a man. And then at the same time, they spin around and tell you that a woman should be your safe space. It's like, forgive me for being a little fucking lost, yo. No cap, not even on no like piling on, nothing like that. Like literally just logically talking through it with our man brains here. You know what I mean? He said, Cortez, you have to take it with a grain of salt. He said they cute women. Souls, what you trying to say, man? Only the mid packs got the introspection, man. What are we doing here? What are we really saying, bro? Souls thought he woke up this week and was like, I'm being honest all week. I don't care about nothing.
Classic.
So the thought been in his bag, man. He been talking straight shooting. I respect it. Jay Zilla said it's very funny how people want accountability, and when it's needed, the women have a code to flip it on you. That's peddling in place and a rat wheel mid conversation. Maybe it is a gaslight or girl code. I wouldn't call it girl code. It's a form of manipulation, though. Cortez said, I've asked out of sheer curiosity why they reject what seems to be surefire wins. It's usually something weird like I didn't like his shoes or he needs to be 3 inches taller. Hey, I think we do for a men's minute panel. We can put that together for tomorrow. I'll reach out to some of the fellas, see who are available. I think we need a men's minute panel just to have a discussion, not necessarily in reaction to the queen codes, because we're not on that. We're going to let them, we're going to do me and Souls of Thought will do our reaction to it, and that'll be, what it is. We'll give our commentary, but a men's minute just to have our own conversations, take it to the locker room, you know what I mean? And we can even have some of the queens that want to collaborate react to our men's minute. It's all good. It's all content. It all works. It's all creative, and we all pushing forward and gaining greater perspective. We're going to crack these codes if it kills us. You know what I'm saying? Souls of Thought said, your options make your opinion delusional. They experience from their perspective. I get it.
Classic.
I get it. Cortez said, I'm free before 2 p.m. It's going to be tough to get a whole panel. It might have to be the two of us, bro. But Aussie was good. Let me see. He said, Souls is right. Yeah, man, but y'all telling me not to have the beautiful women on my panel was kind of tough for me, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Classic.
You know what I mean? Yesterday's hour and 40 minutes of just, sitting there looking at the ladies, just speak to me and tell me all the things that they feel and understand
Classic.
it to be. Something like a dream come true. You know what I mean? Something like a dream come true.
Classic.
Let me stop trolling, man. Let me stop trolling. Cortez said, yes, 2 p.m. if you're doing a late one. after 10:30. Okay, we'll chop it up, bro. We'll get into them. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap this one up. The chat Q&A. We're gonna wrap the chat Q&A up. I appreciate y'all telling me what some of y'all takeaways were from the conversation. I think, yeah, there's an abundance, and I'm sure me and Souls thought we're gonna spend a good amount of time trying to break it down because there was a lot there, definitely a lot there, and both of us, would like to get into detail and nuance. So we'll put that together within the next 72 hours for y'all. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And hold on, we got another comment. He said, where the super chats? Oh, we almost there. Cortez said, it's good to hear their perspective. The only issue I continue to find is that there are always extremely unrealistic expectations. Like you just met the dude and want to know his salary. Hey, bro, listen, we are, and then through all of this, I think we really gonna find out all the different spots where we missing each other, and ultimately, get some type of progressive results. So yeah, we all in the same. At the end of the day, I think as long as we all in the same fight, everything will be all right. But shoot, if there's nothing else from the chat Q&A and nobody else got topics or talking points, we're going to close this one out, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all stay active in the chat. Chat 333 is the best chat on the whole internet, period. Cross everything. Chat 333 is how we get down. He said, I got a question for you though it's a SEX monolith. Is it a monolith? All right, I guess we're not getting out of here. Let's first look up the definition of a monolith. Let's do that first. So a monolith is a large single upright block of stone, rock, or other material. Okay, monolithic. Let's look that up. Monolithic describes something that is massive, uniform, and unyielding, often in a way that resists change or division. You're saying, is it a monolith? You doing great, Classic. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. Hey, affirmations from one of the fellow brothers. You doing great too, bro. You doing great too. Hey, and I see you had a clean shave the other day, man. Your barber did a good job too, man. We giving brother to brother compliments today,
Classic.
man. Gratitude, bro. Gratitude. Chat 33. The best in the land, man. Cortez Brent said, so is intercourse a monolith? I mean, I think it's only, I think there's only so much you could do, right? Within the spectrum of the human body without adding, outside, without adding outside devices and all of that. I mean, there's only so much y'all. I mean, you got your limbs, your extremities. Hopefully she got all of hers, and y'all could do what y'all could do with what y'all got to, with what y'all got. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to introduce the stuff from up there at the stove, you know what I mean? Or offline, if y'all want to introduce some stuff, then I mean, I guess it's not so monolithic after that. You start doing the kink stuff, but I mean, listen, whatever y'all got going on. I think bro. It should be monolithic, but God didn't bless everybody with no iron. You know what I'm saying? So God ain't blessed everybody with no iron. So yeah, if the Lord gave you a Peter wood, you know what I'm saying? He gave you a little one of these to get the job done with. You're gonna have to get creative. You know what I mean? You might have to run up there to the stove. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna definitely have to buy you definitely gonna have to get one of those things you put in your mouth and do this and get all of this tightened up. Because if the Lord gave you one of these to work with, shorty, you definitely you're gonna have to do some things. So it may not be so monolithic if you wasn't blessed with no sword. But if the Lord gave you a sword, it's monolithic, dog. We going listen the old-fashioned way, getting it done. The old-fashioned way, getting it done.
Classic.
You know what I mean? Hey, some people listen, we don't get to choose, but we got to do what we can with what with what the Lord gave us. So but yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate the question, man, from the chat Q&A, man. Chat 333, the best in the land, man. But check it out. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Turn the notifications on. We only getting more and more active. We only doing more collaborations. We only bringing more women's voices in. We only bringing in more of the guys' panels, you know, taking it straight to the locker room talk. Football season around the way. My fantasy football stuff finna crank up. Make sure y'all move over and also subscribe to Classic Codes Sports. It's just Classic Codes Sports. You will see the logo. It'll look similar to this one, but it's got red in it. Make sure y'all subscribe to that channel because as football season comes, we're going to ramp up the sports content on a whole nother level and probably collaborate with Souls of Thought and Plug TV, Uncle Plug TV on that too. So we moving the needle, man. We definitely moving the needle. But like always, man, stick to the codes. We got another class.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow.